streaming. All right, and here we are live from Murf's Fan Cave once again for another fantastic episode of Raiders Fan Radio, RFR number 155. Mosh, I've got the stages of a cold voice going on right now.
Yeah, okay. Well, I thought I just thought that was a thing.
No, we're just talking
we're
like
we're going to all do them down here today.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to do like Smoke Fest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, pass me that stogie there, Mosh.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. That's the good thing about playing injured, playing with a little bit of a cold, is that you get this whole thing going on. I got a whole Barry White thing going on.
Yeah.
Hey, Rico, watch out. I might compete with you for the ladies tonight, buddy.
If Rico calls, you can do the impression of him.
Yeah.
Me.
I'll be like, all right. Okay, so here we are. I didn't pull the chat up. I knew I was missing something.
Oh.
Yeah, let's pull our chats up. The chats and the chats, Mosh. Here we go. Let's see.
Chat away.
Yeah, let me pull this up here. Let's see. Chat, pop out chat. There we go. This is riveting radio. This is the pregame version of. Oh, there we go. Everybody's starting to jump in there already. Raideroo's already in there. Sergio's already in there. Appreciate you all joining us here live for episode 155 of Raiders Fan Radio. All right, let's hit it. I see. I didn't even do my thing over here with the thing.
What'd you do?
I got to pull the thing. This right here. I got the screen, and now I can make the intro go. Okay,
and go. Oakland, LA, Oakland, Vegas, Raider Nation, wherever, forever. You got your old Uncle Mosh and Raiders Fan Radio from Murf's Fan Cave, taking a lighter journey into the dark side. Sit back, put your feet up, pop a top, and enjoy the ride. Here we go!
Look left, look right, Biletnikoff, a leaping pass, touchdown!
We miss you, we love you, and we'll see you in the Hall of Fame.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players, you have a great organization, and you tell them one thing, just win, baby.
Way up the middle, intercepted Biletnikoff at the 50, time running down, Oakland football, and I think Oakland victory.
The Oakland Raiders have scored on the most seamless, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play.
Well, I love this team. I think this team can win.
What is up, Raider Nation? Your buddy Murf back once again for what we hope to be a fantastic episode of Raiders Fan Radio, episode number 155 of Raiders Fan Radio, coming to you live from Murf's Fan Cave. That's right here in the Fan Cave where we do Raiders Fan Radio, and we do a whole other litany of shows. And I'm distracted right now because off to my right, if you're watching on the YouTube stream, and now actually he's in my shot. This is even better. The one and only Uncle Mosh is showing off his Raiders swag that he got for Christmas. That jacket is so sweet, Mosh. That thing is awesome. Nice. Well, you might as well say something while you're over here. You want my mic? You want this seat too?
Hi. No, I'm not drunk yet.
So, of course, that's the one and only Uncle Mosh here joining me in the Fan Cave for episode number 155. So, so if we seem like we're kind of out of sorts, it's because, I don't know, the Raiders got their ass whipped in the last game of the season. So we're out of it. There's been a whole litany of things that have gone on in the world of the NFL. Plus, it was the holiday season. We had Christmas and we had New Year's, and we still have family in town. I dumped an entire cup of coffee on the computer that I used to prepare for the show and fried that thing out. So we're just kind of, I'm playing injured. I'm battling a little bit of a cold, Mosh. We're kind of got all kind. If we're discombobulated, it's kind of for good reason. But no one cares.
No, and we're as banged up as the team. I mean, seriously.
Absolutely.
We had Christmas. That was great. We had fun on New Year's, but in between those two, we took a little hiatus. And we went and we did some of our other sports.
Oh, we did a little gambling,
speaking
Mosh.
of coming home wounded.
Yeah. Ain't that the dang truth? The craps table was not kind to.
Well, the craps table was okay. It was the other tables that hurt us.
Well,
if you
that's
remember
true.
Right.
We got beat up a little bit on the poker. That's true. That's true.
But we had fun. We had a good time. We had a good time, and we completely took advantage of the $700 buffets and the $9,000 drinks.
Yes.
And had a good time.
We did have a good time. So I don't think I gave you the proper intro there. So that is, of course, the legendary Uncle Mosh. Appreciate you joining us here for episode number 155 of Raiders Fan Radio. Thank you to the chat room, everybody that's joining us live in the chat. Sergio is in there, Viking Raider, Moose Murphy. Wonder who that guy is.
I wonder.
Bruzzy Beach.
Bruzzy Beats.
Bruzzy Beach. I don't know that guy.
Yeah, we know that guy.
I know that guy. Raider Ruse in there. Fabricator Gil, you said Raider Rich already. Hardcore Raider, what's up, man? I'm going to mention Hardcore here in a minute. Reese Rock is in there, and so appreciate everybody joining us here for the show. So, man, lot to get to tonight. We're going to keep it kind of loose around here, though. We've got just a couple segments to get to, but mainly we were going to focus on the Sea of Fans mailbag, dig into that. And
hey, tell a story about the computer. No, they'll never believe it because we lie all the time, right? Because we kind of do when we forget. You and I'll forget to push a button and we'll go, "Oh, we got lightning again."
Well, that's different. That's different.
But tell the honest to goodness true story of what you did with the computer.
So I have my Murf Fan Cave laptop that has produced many a show.
Oh my gosh,
has recorded many audio and produced live remotes for us and all kinds of stuff. So that's where I do the show prep from. And so I'm a huge fan of this nitro coffee. It's
the best.
I love it. Yeah, there's Mosh drinking. I got him one, and
I got the logo hidden.
There you go. It's the best stuff. It's
amazing.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of it. And so anyway, so I got us a couple nitros. So I'm drinking a nitro. I getting the show together. I go downstairs because I need to print off everything. I grab my nitro to take a swig of it, and it like kind of hits the bottom of the laptop, and like the whole thing like falls out of my hand and lands like rim down on top of my laptop, pops the top of it, and not a drop got on the table or me. The entirety of the nitro spilled on the Murph's Fan Cave laptop.
And your laptop just sucked it up.
Sucked it all up.
You couldn't even see it on the keys.
Yes. And then
it was all inside.
It was all in there.
What kind of noises did it make?
It went like this. and then I like pick it up and it's like pouring out of the laptop.
Oh my
gosh. So anyways.
And that was 40 minutes ago.
Yeah, it was not long ago, and like the boy, we had a house full of people, cousins and sons, and my mom's here, and everybody's like, "Oh, bad words, Dad, bad words." And I'm like, I'm kind of more bummed because I just lost all of the show prep. Like now I got to go back and figure this all back out again.
And we didn't have time to go get another nitro.
No, and I lost the nitro. Oh my gosh. Anyways,
how funny.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, that was the coffee saga there. So. All right, so Mosh, you early on. Oh, see, I'm out of sort. We haven't done the show in a while, so here we go. Let me slow down. Thank you to the chat room. And if you want to join the chat and you want to see us do Raiders Fan Radio Live, you can do so every week, usually on Wednesdays. Today it's Friday because New Year's Day was on Wednesday. Sure. You can do that at youtube.com/Murf's Fan Cave. That's MURFS Fan Cave. Please subscribe to us, smash the bell, as the kids say, and anytime we go live, you can see, get a notification on your phone or your device there, and you can come out and check us out and see us do Raiders Fan Radio Live. Or if you are one that likes to listen to audio podcasts, you can check us out on any podcast service. Just search for Murf's Fan Cave, MURFS Fan Cave, on any podcast service, and that will get you this show, the flagship show, Raiders Fan Radio. That will also get you Fan Club Blitz with Splatterhead Tom and Fitz. We've got some news surrounding that show coming up. That will get you Mojo's Pod Show. Got some news around that coming up. That will get you Tales from the Nation. And got some news from that coming up. And also Mondays with Mikey and Murph. And I've actually got news around that coming up. So we're going to kind of cover the scheduling of Murph.
It's the end of the year roundup, man.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Roundup, recap.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
Put it all together.
So before we get to that, though, Mosh was showing off his new jacket there as we got started here on the show. So for those of you on the audio, I'll describe it to you. It's this like denim, but it's not denim. Like it's more like Carhartt material.
Yeah.
And it's gray and black, and it's like a Letterman style
Sure.
jacket. And it's got a logo on the left side. It's got the Raider shield on the left, and then it's got this huge Raider shield on the back of it. And that was like your big Raider gift for the year, right,
Yeah,
Mosh?
absolutely. It was great. One of my students actually got that for me. One of my students who's a fantastic kid. I told the student, I said, man, I should have cast you as the lead in the play a long time ago, years ago.
Yeah.
You know, but nah, it was a really nice. It was far above and beyond. I mean, I believe it or not, there is kids that like me, and they're super generous, and I thank all of them for everything they've done for me this year, and gift cards and stuff. Teachers are and I teach a good subject. You don't go out and spend a lot of money on your trig teacher. But your theater teacher, that's different.
Absolutely.
So anyway, it was above and beyond the call. AG did a great job, and I'm really thankful. So
that's super
it was
cool.
Super cool.
So we want to hear from you in the chat what your cool Raiders Christmas gifts are this year. Let us know so we can shout those out, because it's always fun to, Christmas is a fun time of year anyways, more so to give than to receive, and hopefully that was your spirit this year. But it is fun to get fun presents too, and when the Raiders presents like that always is really fun. And do you get this, Mosh? Like I get all the time, like I want to get you something Raiders, but you already got everything. Like I don't know what to get you because you already got it all. But it's seemingly like, so this year I got two things that I didn't have, and they were super cool. So one of them was from your wife, my Aunt Kathy. She got me a pizza cutter, a Raiders pizza cutter.
That was from the both of us, but go ahead.
Well, she claimed it.
I paid for it. She claimed it.
Okay.
And the only reason she claimed it is because I got one as well.
Oh, okay. There you go. So that was really cool. So getting a Raiders pizza cutter, it's got like the Raiders shield on the handle. And
It's really
And then
cool.
the whole like surface of the blade has got a Raiders shield on it. So that's pretty cool. And then also my mom this year got me this. I'm holding it up to the camera. So this is it's a team helmet, and it's Lego, for lack of a better term. I don't know what that brand is. It's BRXLZ. So check this out. It's 1,392 pieces, and these things are like a quarter of the size of a regular Lego. So it's probably going to take me until the Raiders play their first game in Vegas to finish putting this thing apart, or put this thing together. But it's way cool. Like it's a way cool thing. And so once I get it done, it will definitely adorn the shelf here behind me in the Murf's Fan Cave studio. So so a lot of fun there. Let us know in the chat there what you got for your Raiders gifts this year. All right, Mosh, let's go ahead and jump into the show. So first off, as I'm sure you can tell, no swag Jeff tonight. We'll go over there to his camera, and you see it's awful lonely over there on that side, on the southern annex or the western annex of the Murph's Fan Cave desk. No swaggo tonight. And but we'll welcome him back when he returns to us, probably next week. But Jeff is here with us in spirit, and has always turned in a great number for us for our episode tonight. So episode number 155, we always like to link our number back to something significant within Raider Nation. And Jeff sent us this. Fred Biletnikoff, in 1969, Mosh, that was his first All-Pro season. He had 54 receptions for 837 yards and 12 touchdowns. That is an average of 15.5 yards per reception. So 155.
Nice.
Absolutely. So good job there, Swaggo. We appreciate that, and always like to celebrate Freddie B here on Raiders Fan Radio. All right, next up, we're gonna do some respect. Uncle Mosh, we don't do shout outs. We don't do props. Nothing wrong with those things, but we just like to give a little bit of respect, So we're gonna give respect to 3 different guys this week, and really a group of guys to start off with. First, I want to give respect to the Fan Club Blitz. I mentioned that we got a lot of news surrounding the Murph Fan Cave kind of lineup coming in. First off, Mondays with Mikey and Murph is on hiatus. Mikey's got some challenges he's dealing with, and doesn't have the opportunity right now to focus on doing Raiders content. So we wish Mikey the best. We send our love to him, but you won't have any Mondays with Mikey and Murph on the Murph Fan Cave channel, at least for a little while. But and also the Fan Club Blitz. So Chuck and those guys will probably have another 1 or 2 Fan Club Blitzes to release here on the Murph's Fan Cave Network. But those guys they're not stopping doing the show, but they're moving on. What they're going to do is they're going to take the Fan Club Blitz and they're now going to host it on their own network.
Awesome. Good for them.
Very much so. They have another podcast that they do called Inebra Nation, which is all about, like craft beer and things like that. And they're a little more loose in their vocabulary than what we are here. And so they're going to take the Fan Club Blitz, and you're going to hear the Fan Club Blitz in the raw, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, there you go.
Over there on their network. And you know what? And it's a great fit for them. And I'm so proud for those guys and what they've accomplished and how they've grown. And we wish them absolutely nothing but the best. And we'll continue to support everything that they do. And, I'm just thankful that we got the opportunity to kind of be the platform for them to kind of hone what they are. And now they're taking it to the next level, and God bless them, and they're going to rock at it, and they're going to be great.
And if any of our listeners haven't checked out their show, you need to. Whether they're with us or not, man, they are a riot. And they're so much fun.
So fun.
And you can't help but smile when you listen to them. I love it when I'm driving, especially when I'm in when I'm in traffic, man. They get me fired up, man. They're just so funny. They're so funny.
They're so funny, so good. And so, again, nothing but the best for those guys, and thankful for the time that we had them hosted here on the Murph's Fan Cave Network. And, we're far from PG all the time, but when we decided to do this whole podcast thing, we decided that we wanted to have our network be that way, because we wanted to be able to appeal to everybody. We wanted to be able to provide you content that you could have on the
for Coach and Haley, and then like tonight, Q said that his wife and daughter are watching the show with
There
him.
you go, exactly. So you're in the car with your kids. We don't want you scrambling for the mute button. Again, this is nothing wrong with anything else that anybody else does with their content, and we embrace it all. And good friends of ours that do this have a little more salty material, and so but just anyway. So it's going to be a better fit for Chuck and those guys to take it to their thing, and it's going to be awesome, and we'll continue to support one another. All right, next up. So I mentioned 2 subtractions. Well, we've got a big addition, and I want to give much respect to Mojo and Mojo's Pod Show. Find him on YouTube. That's his main area there is on YouTube, and it's Mojo's Pod Show, MOJOES Pod Show, and then the audio version of Mojo's Pod Show we're now hosting on the Murph's Fan Cave Network, and his show has come along already amazingly. Like the response to it, that I know the response he's gotten on his YouTube channel, and also what we've heard on the audio versions back here from you all. You guys are digging it. I'm digging it. Like Mojo has been a fantastic addition to what we got going on.
And there's nothing better than watching him sip a beer. He loves it, man. Hats off to Moj, man. He has got some of the best beer, like, what do you call it?
It comes across, like the review.
It's like
his appreciation for it.
It's legit. It's hoppy. Yeah. I love it, man.
Yeah.
He's the bomb when it comes to that.
Absolutely. And he's like, we're going to get into this brew. Let's get into this brew. But no, and he's had a lot of friends from our show on there with him. Big Raider Trucker.
He and Q just did one.
Q actually, Trucker didn't make it onto that one, but Q was on there. So anyways, great stuff. So appreciate him, and much respect to him. All right, so now to last up, just to tag it, Tales from the Nation coming up in the offseason. Me and Swag Jeff, we'll do Raiders Fan Radio. We'll probably move into its kind of off-season schedule where we go every other week, and then we'll backfill a lot of that those weeks with Tales from the Nation with me and Swag Jeff. We're even going to do some of those live. We thought about that.
That'd be fun. I might guest on some of those.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. So, anyways, all right. Next up, let's and I got one more thing, and then we're gonna jump into some heavy Raider content here. But first, Mosh,
what you got, buddy? What you got?
I want to give a lot of respect to a guy that I think really brought it strong here at the end of the year.
Who's that?
J.J. Abrams. With the release.
Oh, the guy that did all the writing for the Blacklist.
With the release of The Rise of Skywalker, he really not necessarily fixed a lot of what was wrong with The Last Jedi, but he certainly went back and took a lot of the things with The Last Jedi. And, he appreciated what it was, but yet he complimented it, and he brought it, like, no spoilers, Mosh, but just really the redemption of everybody and the way that, like bringing some characters back in the fashion that he did, I think was just absolutely, it was really just
Star Wars has to be one of the most overblown, tedious, and boring franchises out there. The only reason anyone defends it is because of the sentimental value it holds. They grew up with it, and so in their mind, they remember it as a great movie. In reality, though, it's a children's movie, and it comes across as a children's movie. It has no plot, no story, and no substance. I think that deep down, everyone knows this, whether or not they're willing to admit it. Take a few minutes to think about this. The plot isn't unique in the slightest, and it isn't in depth. It's also kind of boring. Most of the scripts seem to have been written in one draft and turned in as good enough. The one thing I can say that it has going for it, is it's a revolutionary special effects. It's the first of its kind and unique in that regard. Unfortunately, the special effects were so clearly given far more priority than plot or characters that it makes the movie more of a novelty than anything else.
Ouch.
It's an incredibly basic and formulative story with a very common structure. It's not exactly difficult to understand. Most people have low standards and are easily impressed.
Okay.
Laser swords, princesses, evil lords, magic, and some really good John Williams music. People will lap it up. I get it. I'm not just entertained by it. I want more depth and meaning behind my films. You understand what I'm saying here, Murph?
No.
Thus, those who are more involved with filmmaking and thus are exposed to more kinds of films are far less impressed by Star Wars than the general population. You have to accept that not everyone likes what you like. It's kind of patronizing to assume that it's because they don't understand it. Maybe you don't understand anything better, so you think it's good.
What?
I remember going to see the original in the theater when it came out.
George Lucas force choking you right now.
And even though I didn't care for it, partly the story, well, maybe the dialogue seemed cheesy, but it's all the little things. One or two I can get past, but elite troops that can't hit the broadside of a barn and wear armor they can't see out of, the fact that clearly intelligent robots, well, some of them were intelligent, were essentially slaves, worms the size of skyscrapers that live on asteroids or in a barren desert. What the hell do they normally eat when our heroes aren't around? It goes on and on, Murph.
Jeez, man.
I just couldn't manage to suspend my disbelief enough. But what moved it from meh to I actually hate this was the hordes of frothing fanboys that will go berserk if someone doesn't think the movie is better than Jesus with a side of Buddha.
Gosh, Mosh. We go ahead.
No, I'm almost done.
Jeez.
Let's all be real here. If it wasn't for A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi, nobody would care about Star Wars. The only reason that the franchise has become so massively successful is because of those three movies. Much of the love for the series stems from those properties. You don't see people celebrating Jar Jar Binks or General Grievous. Instead, everyone dresses up like Darth Vader and Han Solo. Need I say more? What makes this a bit more interesting is that the original trilogy would not have succeeded as well if it were to come out today. It was so loved because of how different it was, and generations of people have held on to that for years. The only thing good that I can give you.
Okay.
Legos.
Yeah.
Legos are some of the best toys for creativity in a child. They bring the ability to build whatever they want is something that inspires even the most cynical kids. However, these are also many properties and licenses that Lego holds, and it leads the creative. It takes everything away from it. The problem is that all of the themes that they've done over the years, none have been as long-lasting as Star Wars. For decades, Lego has based on the galaxy far, far away, and they've come out with more to come on that way. What makes this upsetting to people like me is that some cooler Lego themes have been lost. Whatever happened to the Lord of the Rings? There was more potential with that series. What about the Harry Potter series? Anyway, Star Wars dominates the Lego scene, and the creators putting so much time into that theme. There are others that, well, they lose some build quality as a result. There are numerous properties that Lego could adapt, but because the big focus is on Star Wars, it has since limited their scope in regard to the other licenses. Perhaps that's the eclectic little kid in me talking.
What? All right. Don't rush.
That's all I got.
Yeah, but Baby Yoda's really cute.
We're running out of time. My life is running out of lifespan.
All right, let's talk about the Raiders.
All right, girls, pay attention. You got your old Uncle Mosh here with an update. That's right. I got some stuff for you. Take out a piece of paper, a pencil, a pen. Heck, use your pocket knife and carve the info into your dashboard as you're driving down the highway. First off, you need to like us on our fan page on Facebook. That's right. Go to Facebook at Raiders Fan Radio Podcast. Don't forget about the Twitter. You know your old Uncle Mosh, he twits now. That's right. Go to at Raiders Fan Radio. Also, don't forget the Instagram at Raiders Fan Radio. Or what about our website? That's right, RaidersFanRadio.com. Heck, if you want to, you can even email us, show at RaidersFanRadio.com, or call us on the Raiders Fan Radio hotline, 909-345-3346. That's 909-345-3346. Don't forget Murf's Fan Cave on the YouTube, where you can get all the show links like the Fan Club Blitz with Splatterhead and Fitz. Find all our stuff on podcast providers like Stitcher, iTunes, and Google Play. All right, did I hit the time limit? Good. I gotta tell you,
Okay,
what's
right.
really funny is
What's that?
When I was doing my show prep, with this running thing that we have about my hatred for Star Wars.
Yeah.
So I'm doing my show prep, and it's amazing. The internet is it just blows my brain, my 61-year-old brain, right? That you can find anything on there. So you can Google. No matter what, you can Google.
Oh, yeah.
Star Wars Death Star. You would think things that there would be 100,000 hits on, right? So I Googled in reasons I hate Star Wars.
Yeah.
Thousands.
Oh, really?
Thousands. I had another 25 minutes worth, but I know Mojo would have peed 3 more times,
Oh.
Tell everybody what he said.
Oh, Mojo said, I went to pee and I came back and you're still on this, Uncle Mosh? And I love it. And Aaron the Q-Dog Raider in the chat says, Uncle Mosh explaining Star Wars is like me trying to explain Grease. That was really funny. So I appreciate everybody in the chat room. Hardcore Raider, Aaron the Q-Dog Raider, Pirate 1975, Eye Patch. Who else?
Raider Ramon, Herman Munster.
Reese Rock is in there. Yeah, appreciate all of you. So speaking of Hardcore Raider, I do want to mention real quick before we move on to our first segment here. I'm going to be on the Hardcore Raider show tomorrow. I'm going to join. I don't remember the list off the top of my head, but I believe it's Kenny from Pillaging is going to be there. Wayne Mabry, the Violator. There's more. But anyway, there's 5 or 6 of us that are going to be on there. Look for the Hardcore Raider YouTube channel and check us out there tomorrow morning. We're going to go on. It's I believe 10:30 Pacific. So
okay.
So for those of you that are familiar with Hardcore and his channel, definitely check us out there. And Hardcore, if you don't mind popping in on the chat there and let me know the other guys, because I want to make sure I give everybody respect there for whoever else is going to be on the show. I apologize, I don't remember them off the top of my head. I know. Oh, your boy Q, I believe, is going to be one of them. I don't remember everybody. So anyways, hit me up there, Hardcore, if you don't mind. All right, Mosh.
Yeah.
We don't do math.
No, we hate math. We love numbers, though.
We love numbers. So let's do some numbers.
Come on with it.
let's do some numbers.
Swaggy's not here to correct us.
Absolutely. There we go. So I'm going to throw some numbers at you. So here we are at the end of the year. You know, of course, going into the season, we didn't expect the Raiders to do more than 7-9, 8-8, 9-7. And then all of a sudden we had this like amazing beam of hope in the middle of the year.
Sure.
We beat some teams we could have beat or we should beat. And then we were set up nicely to maybe pull off a win or two that maybe we were, the underdog on, and it didn't happen. And so we kind of got let down. So we kind of had this little bit of a roller coaster this year. So a little tough in that respect. But anyways, yeah, at the end of it, we're picking 12th in the draft this year. We're behind Cincinnati, Washington, Detroit, the Giants, Dolphins, San Diego Chargers, Carolina, Arizona, Jacksonville, Cleveland, the Jets, and then us at 12, and then Chicago's pick at 19. Mosh and I were talking about it before the show. That failed 2-point conversion at the end of the game really benefited us by 5 draft positions.
Absolutely.
And Mosh, you had a great point. You say it. I don't want to say it for you about how win-win that was for us.
Well, had we made the 2-point conversion and won the game, okay, it wouldn't have helped us anyway because not all the planets had aligned for us to make the playoffs either way. So it really was a win-win. So you go for the 2 points, you beat the Donkeys, that's great. You miss it, you move up 5 spots in the draft. Great win-win situation.
Absolutely.
So there was, I love football because I love to listen to people talk about football. We do it. We go, oh, why doesn't he do it? Why doesn't he throw the ball more? Because he gets interceptions. Why doesn't he try to go for it on a 4th down? Because they don't make it. Why didn't he go for the 2-point conversion? And then it's the other way around.
Yeah.
Why did he do that? Why, so it's either way. It's usually it's a lose-lose situation, but that wasn't. That was a win-win. No matter how it ended up, it was going to be good. And in the long run, okay, so we finished 8-8. Okay, what does that say? Okay, it says we doubled our score, but if we get another winner in the draft, and I have faith in Mayock and Gruden. Like this draft, we get another Max, we get another Abram.
Oh my gosh.
We get it. Oh, come on now.
Yeah,
come on.
And that's just our first. We have 2 in the first round and then 3 in the third. So the way that our later round picks have worked out this year, Hunter Renfrow, Max Crosby, guys like that.
Yep.
Come on with it. Like that's awesome. Hardcore jumped in there. Okay, so here's what we got. Q from Locked On, Kenny from Pillaging Podcast, The Violator, Wayne Mabry, Watts Raider, Hardcore Raider, and me. Those are your 6. So you're going to find all of us together tomorrow on the Hardcore Raider YouTube channel. So
okay, and how can we get to that?
Just search on YouTube. Just search for Hardcore Raider, all one word, Hardcore, new word, Raider. And you'll find his channel, and then check us out. We're going tomorrow at 10:30 Pacific.
Okay. So there'll be like 6 pictures with all you guys talking?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Yeah, it's going to be like a Raider roundtable, like a season roundup kind of a thing with all those folks. So very, very thankful to be part of that. And it's a great idea. Like, I love the idea of like bringing in
Thanks for doing that,
content creators and like other people that represent fandom. And so, hey, that's if those are the peers that we're considered to be with, then I'll take it all day long, every day.
Oh, yeah.
Like, those guys are great. So anyways, good stuff there. All right, Mosh, here's some numbers for you. Are you ready? So I'm going to give you some numbers, Raider Nation, and in the chat, give us your feedback on some of these numbers. Mosh, story number 1. Number 1. In 6 seasons with Derek Carr at quarterback, Raiders were last in the NFL in points allowed and 28th in points scored. In the 6 seasons before Derek Carr was quarterback, that is Jamarcus Russell, Bruce Gradkowski, Jason Campbell, Carson Palmer, Terrell Pryor, and Matt McGloin, the Raiders were 31st in points allowed and 28th in points scored. So basically, no difference in 6 seasons versus 6 seasons. Any takeaways on that?
It's kind of a tough one to swallow.
A lot of ineptness there, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. I got to go back to what a lot of people have said. I even think Q might have even said it in the chat earlier that year 3 is the turning point in a rebuilding. It's supposed to be in a rebuild out. Okay, so year 1 we had 4 wins. Okay, on paper, year 2, we had 7 wins, okay? Arguably, we could talk about the calls that went against us. We can talk about Renfro's touchdown. That was a touchdown.
Ingold's touchdown was a touchdown.
Ingold's touchdown. Derek Carr being called sliding out of bounds. What was that? Was that? What did he have? An index card that was 4 feet wide? Holy crap, man! You know,
my gosh,
we can go on and on and on about that.
Yeah,
but so we have seen the improvement. There's no doubt about it, and I will go. And so first point, year 3 is the year will tell.
Okay.
Year 3 is the year will tell.
All right.
My next point is I go back to where we were in July and August of this year, and we were going, man, I'll be so fired up about a 7-9 season.
Yeah.
There was a whole lot of us that said that.
That's right.
A whole lot of us. So, you know, I know that on paper, you know, the same people that say, oh, you know, Derek Carr can win all these awards and he can have all these records and he can have all that, but we're not winning games and we're not in the playoffs and blah, 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 blah. But, again, it's statistics. They can be read either way, you know, so.
I love that you just said that.
Yeah.
Because that's a fantastic segue into the next set of numbers, Mosh. So I'm going to give you one set. This is Derek Carr, I think, in a nutshell right here. And I think this is why fandom is so conflicted. And when you look at social media, I love it now. There's the Carr stands and there's the Carr haters. And, like, the middle is now gone. The middle, you've either moved into full, I don't know, standum or full-on supporter of Derek Carr, or you have moved into, like, hater. I'm still in the middle. Like, I'm riding with Derek Carr until there's a better option. And I think that the Raiders need to explore the idea of developing a better option, or at least an additional option or another whatever that is. But I don't want to just get rid of him to get rid of him. And I think a lot of people that are the haters, like, they just want to get rid of Derek. Well, take a look around the NFL. Like, there's not like there's like people are littered with a bunch of good quarterbacks out there.
Right.
And you look at the amount of failed first-round draft picks at quarterback, they way exceed the Andrew Lucks and Peyton Mannings and, Kyler Murray's even. I mean, there's way more examples of guys that fail than there is guys that do well. So it's not like we're just going to automatically, like, plug and play someone else. So easy with those people that you just want to get rid of Derek. Look, again, I've been highly critical of Derek here towards the end of the year, but I don't want to completely just get away from him just because. Like, there's got to be a better reason for us to consider to move on. All right, so that said, here's some Derek Carr numbers for you. So here's the upside of Derek Carr, Mosh. So here's the dichotomy, or to use the new Star Wars term, the dyad, Mosh, the coexistence, the dyad. Here's the dyad.
You stifle yourself?
It's the dyad in the Force. The dyad of Derek Carr. So here's the Ray side. The Ray. I won't tell you her last name. Spoiler alert. All right. Well, she's actually got 2 last names.
Is it one of them Kenobi?
I'm not going to tell you because I respect those that haven't seen it.
Can I just tell you something? That's the only last name I know.
Well, you know Skywalker.
I thought that was his first name.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, Skywalker. Spacewalker.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. And it's not Kenny Skywalker.
Talk about
the guy
a terrible actor. Don't even
Shut
get
the
me
front door. Don't
get me
really hate on
started
Mark Hamill over
I hate
here.
That guy.
Don't hate on Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill could walk in the door right now.
Oh, my gosh. But I was supposed to go to Tashi Station and pick up some power converters. Okay. All right, so here's the Ray. Here's the light side of Derek Carr in this Force dyad. Derek Carr stats this season. Rating, 100.8 as a quarterback. Second in Raiders history to Stabler's 103.4 in 1976. Yards per attempt, 7.9. For all of you that call him Check Down Charlie, that's the second highest for the team in the past 29 years, next to Carson Palmer, who had 8.4 in 2011. He threw for 4,054 yards. That is second all time to Rich Gannon's 4,689 yards in his MVP season of 2002. And he set the completion percentage team record of 70.4. So there is the good side of Derek Carr. There's the light side of Derek Carr. Uncle Mosh, what say you?
I'm in. You know where I'm at.
I know.
That's my quarterback, man. I'm in till you know how I am about loyalty and about respect, if you will. As long as he's got that gold C on his chest,
right,
and he's my quarterback,
right,
and my head coach has got him in that position, he's got my vote.
All right. Now
doesn't mean that I get frustrated with him. Sure, I get frustrated with him.
And here's why. Again, an excellent segue, Uncle Mosh. Here's the Kylo side. Here's the dark side. Here's the Sidious. Here's the Dark Vader. Gosh, I can't talk tonight.
You know why you can't talk? Because it's a terrible subject.
Here's the Darth Vader. Here's the turn. This is the Anakin Skywalker.
Oh, there's another last name I know.
Sparking his lightsaber. There you go.
Vader.
Sparking his lights. Anakin Skywalker sparking his lightsaber, walking into the Jedi Temple, attacking the younglings. This is the dark side, y'all. This is the dark side of Derek Carr. The Force Dyad Mosh, the dark side, the Kylo Ren. You ready? Derek Carr in year two. Derek Carr in year 2 of John Gruden's system versus year 1. You ready for this? The dark side. He had 5 more yards. He had 0.3. That's 0.3 more yards per game. He had 2 more touchdowns. He had 2 less interceptions, and he was sacked 22 less times. So what this means is that this is a team that was dramatically improved on the offensive line, a team that was dramatically improved in the running game. You could argue that the defense was the same, and I'll give you that because they were still bad. But offensively, we improved all around Derek Carr, and Derek Carr was still Derek Carr. There's the dark side of Derek. Uncle Mosh, what say you?
I say if you don't have somebody that can catch a ball, then who are you going to throw it to? And I'm not saying that that don't get me wrong, we've got some talent out there. But we were, and you could say that we were almost infiltrated by the dark side with AB. We almost bought into the evil empire. I don't even know all the words.
No, you're doing good.
Sith lords and all that stuff. Yeah. But it didn't happen. You know, so here's it's like when you know the original 2 movies, it's like number 2. You know, that was the dark one. That was the sad one.
Oh, Empire, man.
So it was Empire.
Ended on a downer.
So what happened? So we got rid of AB. We kicked the dark side out. We got rid of the evilness, and it ended on a little bit of a downer.
So you're saying that we are going to have a celebration at Yavin Base in year 3 of the rebuild. Return of the Jedi. Return of the Raiders.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm going to get all lathered up over here,
I'm
man.
all excited about Star Trek.
Oh, shoot. Almost, you almost had me curse right there. You almost had me curse. That was good, Mosh. All right.
You know, it's pretty bad when you can suck me into a show about Star Wars. That's how bad Raider football is, right?
I know, right? So, all right, one more just a little Nancy negative Debbie Downer comment about Derek Carr. Derek Carr lost his 55th game as a starting quarterback. You know who this is a trivia question. Here you go. Put this in your holster, Raider Nation, for when you go out to the bars this summer and it's Raider trivia time. The only quarterback to lose more games in his first 6 seasons with 56 games. So lost 1 more game than Derek Carr. Uncle Mosh, who do you think it was?
Ooh, that's a tough question.
Very tough question.
And it's gonna be somebody I wouldn't expect.
Yes and no, because there's a dyad here, Mosh.
I don't know. Is that a Star Wars word?
Well, it could be a joined, a unison. Like a myriad would be a lot of things. A dyad would be 2.
Tell me who it is. Jamarcus Russell?
No. Think a dyad. Think someone that would share space with Derek.
Oh, Stabler?
No.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Stabler won a lot of games.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
No. How about this? I'll give you one more hint. Shared the house.
Oh, his brother,
Yeah.
David.
Yeah,
oh, my
David.
gosh. I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Yeah, David Carr.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, that's right. He lost 56.
56 games. So
I remember
Derek
reading
Carr, David Carr lost 56 games in his first 6 seasons. Derek Carr has lost 55 games in the first 6 seasons. All right, enough of this. Enough of this down stuff, man. We're 7-9. It's a bummer of enough already. Let's talk about something positive. You ready to talk about something positive?
Defensive line?
Yes.
Oh,
Nice.
Come on.
Let's talk about
My
Max.
big boys. Come on.
Max Crosby, the only NFL players to ever register a rookie season of 10 sacks, 4 forced fumbles, and 4 passes defended. Javon Curse, Julius Peppers, and Max freaking Crosby.
No freaking way.
That's badass.
That is badass.
You rock on, Condor.
Hey Raider Nation, this is Max Crosby from the Oakland Raiders.
And goes down, and Max Crosby, who forced a fumble last week.
You're listening to Murf, Mosh, and Swag Jeff on Raiders Fan Radio. Thank you so much. Just win, baby.
There he is, fading, looking. He's under the gun. He's tied, he throws. It is.
All right, so here at Raiders Fan Radio, you can contact us in a dyad of ways. 909-345-3346. Leave us a voicemail. If we play your voicemail 3 times on the air, you become what we refer to as a made man or a made woman. You can also email us. That is show@RaidersFanRadio.com. And if you email us and get your email read an undefined amount of times, we will also refer to you as a made man or a made woman. In the chat, love the chat, and I want to shout them out real quick. Joining us live, YouTube.com/Murph's Fan Cave. Reese Rock, Mojo's Pod Show. What's up, Mojo? What's up, Aaron the Q-Dog Raider? Watts Raider. Johnny Smalls is in there. Pirate 1975. Eye Patch. Herman Munster. May Spitfire. Coach Davis. Harley Raiderette. Adam Hill. Appreciate all of you joining us there. Dakota Raider. What's up, Dakota? Hadn't heard from you in a minute, man. We'd love to hear from you. Sugar Shane. What's up? Edgar. What's up? So you can contact us that way and join us there in the chat live. And also, so in the chat, they were talking about also positives this year. Hunter Renfrow, Josh Jacobs, of course, who hopefully will be Rookie of the Year if A.J. Brown doesn't get it from the Titans. Go Titans this weekend, by the way, against the freaking Patriots.
Absolutely.
If you're not rooting for the Titans against the Patriots, you're doing it wrong. So anyways, appreciate all of you there. And yes, there's a lot of other positives to get to, a lot more numbers to get to, but in the interest of time, we just didn't jump on every aspect of it. But those are 2 great shout-outs, Renfrow and also Josh Jacobs. Heck, extending Richie Incognito was a big deal. That was another big one. Gosh, can't wait to get Jonathan Abram back. Like, there's a lot of good stuff going in. Okay, so I mentioned the 2 ways to contact us. We're going to kick this segment off with the emails, though, and turn it over to the one and only Uncle Mosh.
Murph, Uncle Mosh, Swaggy J, Vinny, and Raider Nation. Well, the season is over. And I, for one, am pleased with the progress of the Raiders this year. Although they didn't measure up to my usual preseason expectation of another Lombardi trophy, they did nearly double their wins from last year, which is commendable. The fact that we entered Week 17 with a chance of a playoff spot should not be overlooked. You know what? Amen. Seriously.
Yeah, right.
The fact that we were in the mix, that the last week
up
till halfway through the day, we were talking about our shot at the playoffs.
Yeah, and we're like, seriously, like we were a Jaguars win away from like being in. Like, you know what I mean? Like, to having that 2-point conversion instead be a field goal to go into overtime and test our mettle for the playoffs. Like, I mean, seriously.
It wasn't the days when we were in or out, I mean, it was like, we're there. It wasn't like last year when we were out.
Oh, yeah, we're like 5 games in, you could just take a nap for the rest of the season because it was over.
Or the glory years when we were like, no, we're there. We're good. We're in. Is it number 1 or number 2 seed? Kind of stuff. But that's coming. That's coming. That's next year.
Better.
The future looks brighter than it has for years. The move to Las Vegas will bring income opportunities for the Raiders that Oakland never could. True. Controlling their stadium instead of merely being a tenant will enable them to compete with other teams like never before. I read recently that the value of the Raider franchise has doubled due to the move to Las Vegas. I think you did a segment on that one time, Murph, about with that happening, how much of a business move this really was.
Oh,
huge. And that it was huge. Exactly.
I forget the numbers off the top of my head, but I think it was like $1 billion or something crazy like that. Yeah.
Here's to the Gruden-Mayock team scoring another coup in the next year's Las Vegas draft. Raider Nation forever. Frank from NorCal. Frank is quite the proficient. He does emails, he calls. I mean, he's just all over the place. I love it.
Frank's kind of all over the place now. Like, he's a very active member of the Raiders fan radio community. And, Mosh, we have our thing here that, you got to email the show an indefinite amount of times.
Exactly.
And we've had people like Haley, Paul, and I think it's time to introduce another.
I think so.
Emailer to the made man list. What do you think, Mosh?
Should. I think we don't. Sometimes we forget about folk on the made man list, but I don't think we should forget about Frank.
Let's not forget about Frank. It's time. Welcome to the crew, Frank.
You are a made man. You showed you are part of the family by participation. By chance, a man like yourself should make enemies, then they would become my enemies. Showing you are a friend of Raiders Fan Radio, you have leapt across the line. Friendship is everything. Friendship is more than talent. It is more than the government. It's almost equal to family. Be loyal. Made man, Raider fan. Someday, and that day may never come, I'll call upon you to do a service for me. But until that day, accept this as a gift. And don't ever forget, words can hurt more, but silence can break hearts.
Congratulations, Frank, in NorCal. That's from our stomping grounds originally back in the day. And congratulations to him on becoming a made man.
All right, let's move on.
All right.
I got another email to read. Oh.
It's your guy.
Oh, yeah, but...
Oh, wait a minute. We forgot Greg, Uncle Mosh.
He was bummed at Christmas, too. He asked me about that.
He was calling you Grinch and me Scrooge.
Yeah.
And it was a whole thing. And
it was bad.
It was a little upsetting, and he was in the corner with his eggnog, and it doesn't even have booze in it.
Yeah,
he's just slugging back eggnog.
And then, remember the worst part was we did the Secret Santa, and he ended up with all these, like, gourmet coffees and all this stuff. He's the only guy we know that don't drink coffee.
Yeah. Well, and I gave him his Christmas card, and it said, IOU made man.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We'll get him next time.
We'll get him next time.
Season's greetings, fellas. Hope you're all well and you've had a great Christmas and a new year. The festive period started well with the brilliant win against the Chargers. We dominated things for pretty much the whole game, and it was a real treat. It also provided me with one of my best moments of the season. There aren't many things better than watching Phillip Rivers have a meltdown because the naughty Raiders fans made too much noise and he couldn't hear the play calling in his own stadium. I love seeing him.
Funny.
That was the best.
That was the best. We didn't do a show after that day.
Oh, my gosh.
That was freaking hilarious. When he's pointing the sidelines going, I can't hear. That was amazing.
Paul goes on to say, I love to see him irritated. He should do everyone a favor now and retire to his children's farm.
Oh, my gosh.
His children farm. Oh, my gosh. Sadly, we couldn't follow it up with a win against the Donkeys. Though we really should have, the early dominance of the game should have led us to being at least 2 scores ahead. But we didn't finish off the early drives and consequently missed out right at the end. I won't say that I really want to about the officials in the game, as this is a family show, but it's difficult not to get angry when you see such an abject collection of fools. It's been the same for most of the season, though, hasn't it? Overall, in my opinion, this has been a largely positive season. Yes, there have been frustrations, but when everything has been put out into context, we've made very positive strides. If we can attack the draft with the same purpose as last year, we can become a genuine threat again soon.
Like it.
I'm sure we've all got our thoughts on who should be moved on before we move to Vegas, but for me, a deep breath is needed and a few days cooling off before the axe drops. So, the playoffs await. I think we'll see a different winner of the Lombardi Trophy this year. And as long as it's not the Whiners or the Queefs, then I'll rest easy.
Can you imagine if it's the freaking Niners and Chiefs in the Super Bowl? That's gross.
I don't think I'd watch it.
I mean, we'd have to watch it, but
I can't root for one or the other.
no, we would. No, we wouldn't. But like, really, like that's like worst case scenario ever.
Can instead of going on the big TV, can we do Xbox on the big TV and have it like a little portable one next to it?
That would be funny. We'll do a picture in picture.
Yeah.
And have it be on the bottom. And
on the bottom.
And we'll set up our own Super Bowl.
We'll watch Heidi.
That's not a bad idea.
The real Heidi Bowl.
Oh my God! And we'll do a live commentary on Heidi.
Oh my gosh, how funny would that be?
Yeah, we'll do a live stream commentary on Heidi and have the Chiefs and Whiners in the bottom corner.
Oh my gosh, that'd be great.
Gosh, that's so gross. I hope that doesn't happen.
As we move into 2020, a huge thank you to all three of you for your work at RFR. I never thought supporting the Raiders could get better, but you guys make it even more special. Here's to 2020. Love you, Raider Nation. His Lordship Paul Egerton from Shropshire, Mississippi. Paulie Award winner 2019, Sizzler scorekeeper, proud made man, and two-time winner of the Raiders Fan Sizzler Award.
Paul! 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 Paul!
Paul.
Paul! Paul!
Ball?
Paul! Paul! Paul!
Paul.
Paul!
Paul.
Paul!
Paul. Paul.
Claude! Claude! Claude!
Paul. Paul.
Paul! 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 Paul!
Paul. Your name, Paul?
Hello?
Paul.
Hello?
Paul.
I met him with Paul. Who? Paul.
Paul. Yes, Paul.
Paul's not here. Hey, Paul. Paul!
Hi. I'm Paul.
Wow. I just love 30 Seconds of Paul.
I do too.
When
Man.
I'm driving, that's the best.
It's so funny, man. Good job. Well, appreciate Paul. Appreciate you, your email from across the pond in Shropshire, Mississippi. And okay, Mosh. So there was, as I mentioned at the top of the show, a wee bit of an accident when it comes to the Murf Fan Cave Show Prep laptop. And so these calls, we're going to play them raw. None of these have been edited. So I don't think there's any bad words because Google gives us a pretty decent translation, and I don't think there's any. But if there's a slip up, forgive us, and we'll correct it on the audio version. But for those of you on the YouTube, if you hear a bad word live, it was not intentional there. So we're gonna let these things fly, and we've got a handful to get to tonight. And so we have our Made Man and Made Women crew, and we have a leader. We call him the captain. He's the capo. He is Aaron, the Q-Dog Raider, and we always kick off the segment with him.
For the 2020 NFL season, it's your capo, Aaron, the Q-Dog Raider, coming to you from the great state of Texas. Don Murf, Consigliere Mosh from the Boss Sonny, Sergeant at Arms, the Big Raider Trucker, Mojo from the Pod Show, Raider Ramon, Swag Jeff, Nation. Let's talk about the draft. The Raiders, they need to go back to the Clemson treasure chest once again.
Amen.
With this upcoming draft. Based on what I've been able to see, I think there's a couple of players that Mayock may be able to go back to the well and take advantage of. Shout out and respect goes to the eye of Raider Ron from Alliance for picking out hybrid linebacker safety Isaiah Simmons.
Absolutely.
This guy is arguably the second best defensive player in the draft, and I think he might be available at number 12 overall.
Did you watch that
In addition,
No, I didn't see it.
the center 6'4" T. Higgins, wide receiver, is a guy that could land in the Raiders' lap with our second number one draft pick. I mean, he's got all the attributes necessary to be a number one receiver for Derek Carr, asterisk. Lastly, Lynn Bowden, Jr., wide receiver kick returner out of the University of Kentucky, who ended up leading the SEC in rushing in just 8 games when pressed into quarterback duty from his normal assignment as wide receiver whenever quarterback Terry Wilson was put out for the season due to injury. I mean, Bowden is arguably the best Wildcat player ever, having just single-handedly beat Virginia Tech in the Belk Bowl. If you get a chance, check out the highlights on YouTube.
Okay.
So let's just hope that the Raiders don't pass on another talent once again from the Bluegrass State, a la Josh Allen, with their second-round picks. Let's talk a little free agency. The Raiders are slated to have only 2 linebackers under contract going into the next season. Shaq Thompson has developed into a very nice player for Carolina. Formerly a safety in college, he possesses the versatility and athleticism to cover smaller players out of the backfield as well as tight ends. And he actually packs a mighty punch and run support. So, you might want to think about that. Jerron Reed is in line for a massive pay boost coming out of Seattle. So he already has 10.5 sacks, and he was pretty effective in 2018 as a defensive tackle. So I don't know how much production we're getting out of the center with our pass rush, but you know what? With all the bookends from salt and pepper, I think this might work itself out. Now, let me give you a little bit of hope going into Vegas. In year 3, check out these playoff teams. A new hope. The Bills, 2017, they were 9-7. 2018, they were 6-10. 2019, now they're 10-6. The 49ers in 2017 were 6-10. 2018, they were 4-12. This year, they're 13-3. Oh, the bandwagoners, the Packers, the Cheeseheads, America's team. They went 7-9 in 2017. 2018, 6-9-1. 2019.
All right, and we got the rest of Aaron's call here.
2019, 13-3. So you just take those 3 teams right there and you apply it and push it forward to our effort coming up this year in Las Vegas. I think year 3 is going to be the year of the Chucky, baby. So once again, let's talk about the hit list. I think I put everybody under the sun that donned the helmet last year that I could under the hit list. So I'm going to go ahead and do something different for this week's hit list.
All right.
I'm going to put, that's right, our Sergeant at Arms, the Big Raider Trucker Sizzler Aspirations. He's done it. His last call was so legendary, simply the best RFR call ever. He's done. He can no longer be a Sizzler, so I'm putting his Sizzler career on the hit list. Out of love, homie. So, respect goes out to B-Dog in the Pasture, Watts Raider, Sugar Shane, Bobby Wasabi, Raider Homer, Splatterhead, Potts Fitz, His Lordship, Paul from Shropshire, Mississippi, Eye Patch Rev Raider, Kevin the Raider, Nate Running Bear, Coach Davis, Raider Lim, Raider Cliff, and Ron in Alliance. Group.
Man, there's a reason he's the capo around here. That's awesome, man. Great call, Aaron. I love the rundown of the players that the Raiders can look forward to, not only in free agency, but in the draft. Man, that's legit. That was good stuff.
Yeah, and we kind of talked about that. His hit list there.
Oh, about Big Raider Trucker? Yeah, I think, so there's a few guys that have been retired from eligibility for the Sizzler. So Mojo, most recently, because he's part of the crew now here in the Murf's Fan Cave lineup. Guys like Chuck from the Fan Club Blitz. Of course, Aaron, because he's the capo. I think Big Raider Trucker, man, I don't want to tip our hand too much, but there's probably a Fanny Award coming.
There's something in the works
and
there.
I think that, he should be retired from Sizzler competition at this point. Don't stop calling the show because we love to hear from you, Big Raider Trucker. But that last call,
it was epic.
Oh, my gosh.
It was epic. And not only that, but with retirement comes a small promotion. So we'll get that at the we'll talk. You know what I'm saying? It's not just you're out of the loop, buddy.
I'm with you.
It's that you get retired from this, but you get brought into that.
I got you. All right.
So we'll talk about it off the air.
This is above my pay grade right now, so I'm just going to move on. Yeah, good stuff. Appreciate Aaron and of course, Emiliano, Big Raider Trucker also. All right, so let's keep these things going as they came in. So next up, we're going to hear from our buddy Ruben in Vegas.
2019, 13-3.
Nope, that wasn't it. Here it is.
Hey, guys. Ruben checking in from Vegas. It's a tough loss end of the year by 1 point against the damn Denver Donkeys. Haven't talked to you guys in a minute, but anyways, tough loss end of the year. What a lot of people say, about playoffs and whatnot. We had a lot on our plate, guys, No receiver, hurt on linebacker position, no secondary really, It was a step forward, you guys, We won 7 games this year, man, and no one expected that from us, not even myself, I thought maybe a 5 or 6, but, lost a couple close ones, but it is what it is. This next year, this coming season, a lot more looking forward to with our new stadium here in Vegas and whatnot. But I didn't get to see the last game. I was in Texas, and just want to give a quick shout out to Raiders of the RGV down in South Texas, McAllen, Texas. Went out there to visit the family for Christmas, and didn't realize I booked the flight Sunday night and had to watch the game out there. But, you know, I looked them up on Facebook, and they had a watch party going on. I posted a picture of it on my social. And pretty cool, man. You know, a bunch of people out there. A lot of Raider fans, man. We worldwide. That's the thing. Like I said, me personally, guys, as a fan, I prefer Oakland. I'm old school. That's how, you know, all this. Even when I was young growing up, there were the L.A. Raiders, all the stories that my uncle used to tell me about the Raiders. That reason I fell in love with the Raiders. But like they say, man, the Raiders, Oakland will always be a part of our DNA. You know, it's on to the next chapter. You know, we're the Raiders. We're worldwide. There's a lot of Raider fans down there in South Texas. Like I said, I was out there. But, you know, new beginnings, new year. You know, see, draft coming out here in Vegas. The season out here in Vegas. You know, I'll be ready. Murf, Mosh, Jeff. I'll be out here, guys. So if you guys are out here for the draft, you know, hit me up. Maybe we could link up, or if you guys come out for a game or whatnot, we can, you know, meet up and whatnot. But, you know, season's over, guys. You know, good season, stressful season. But like I always say, guys, win, lose, or tie, Raiders till I die. Happy New Year, guys. Merry Christmas. Have a good one. And Raider Nation, one love. Ruben, I'm out.
Awesome. Appreciate you, Ruben in Vegas. Great message there. Yes, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year back at you, and, of course, to all of the rest of Raider Nation as well. So, Mosh, Swaggo and I started talking this week about kind of some of our Vegas plans. We don't know exactly what we're doing yet. We know we're going to go, or at least I know for sure I'm going to go. But I started looking at my comps.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, and there's some out there.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
If you've got them, I've got them.
Well, yeah. If I've got them, you've definitely got them. We'll just say that. So pretty cool stuff. So we'll start organizing that. Raiders Fan Radio will be represented at the draft one way or the other. So, Ruben, definitely look forward to meeting you out there, and, of course, everybody else in Raider Nation that's going to be out there for the draft.
Yeah. You know, we're talking about it now that we're planning in the off season, and yeah, we're in the off season. Starting to plan this stuff, and we're talking about where we're going to go to Vegas for the draft, and then what game we're going to go to.
Oh yeah,
So there's possibly another shout out and another opportunity to meet up with a whole bunch of people. I'm excited about that. I'm really excited about that. Meeting up with more folks and getting out there, and it brings me to my next point.
Okay,
I had a birthday.
Yeah, you did. Happy birthday, Mosh.
Thank you. I had my 61st birthday.
Yes.
Over the holidays. And, man, I had so much love from the nation. It was crazy. How many people from the chat, how many people we've met, how many people thanks, guys. I appreciate that. I tried to
you had like hundreds of people reach out to you.
Literally hundreds. I had more people from this than I had in my real life. and I know a lot of people. I know everybody. But it was great. So I meant to say that at the top of the show.
Right on.
During the respect, I meant to say, give respect to all those people. You didn't have to do that, and I'm not trolling by any means for more birthday stuff. But it was really cool. And it started like 2 or 3 days before my birthday.
Oh, that's
and went,
awesome.
Beyond Christmas. So
yeah.
it was really an awesome thing. So thank you guys.
That's awesome. So, so Mosh is the 23rd, Nixon is the 24th, and then Jesus and Stabler are the 25th.
Exactly.
Is that right?
Exactly.
I'm just saying that's a pretty good run of 4. Well, maybe not Nixon. Maybe 3 out of the 4.
It's got a library named after him.
Well,
I don't.
Uncle Mosh Library?
The Uncle Mosh Library. Uncle Mosh La Biblioteca.
Okay, all right, next up. So normally we don't feature Aaron in the normal call part, but again, I haven't listened to any of these. This is all just coming. I'm hearing them as you're hearing them. I got a feeling like this was in a reaction to the Bronco game. Let's hear what he had to say.
I'm on the button.
Greetings.
Okay.
Don Murf, it's Larry Mosh. Nation, it's Chicago and the Q-Dog Raider, and I'm in a bad place, so I don't know if I can go on. I mean, this is a day that none of us thought would come, but here we are. It's the end of the season. Another losing season in the books, 4-game losing streak, quarterback much maligned. Looks like all indications are that he's going to come back and lead us next season. It's just despair all around. So I'm doing the unthinkable. I'm off the bandwagon. I can't pull for this team anymore.
What?
I'm hanging up my Oakland jersey.
What?
It's like, I'm going to Vegas, baby. The future is bright. I'm all in with the Vegas Raiders. And I tell you what, things will get better. Trust in Chucky, trust in Mayock.
Come
Hit
on.
list, short and sweet. The aspirations of the big Raider trucker ever getting a Sizzler again. That dude is just too damn good. He's off the list.
Oh, nice job, Aaron.
Good job, Aaron.
Love
Good
it.
job.
Love it. Yeah, you know what, Mosh? Yeah, I guess I'm not an Oakland Raiders fan anymore either.
Nope.
No, neither are you.
No, neither am I.
No, I'm a Vegas Raider fan. Well, actually, I take that back. I'm a Raider fan.
Yep.
And always have been.
Always will be.
All right, next up, let's hear from our buddy, Mojo.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year,
Merry Christmas, Mojo.
fellas and made men. It's your boy Mojo down in San Diego, calling in for the end of year edition of Raiders Fan Radio. I got 2 words for you. 1, improvement. We improved this year. We went from a 4-win team to a 7-win team. And if it weren't for the refs, we would have probably been about a 9-win team.
I said that earlier.
So, hey,
come on.
Don't get down to the dumps too bad, Raider Nation. Everybody listening, pat yourself on the back. Get ready to support the new Las Vegas Raiders and enjoy that. Second word, disappointment. I'm very disappointed in the way a couple of our players did play this year. I think they digressed. One of them would be our QB1. Missed a lot of open throws. I can't get behind it anymore. I hope we're looking for options in the near future. Not saying next year, but in the near future. And I'm also disappointed with some of the play calling that we had this year. That means that goes on Chucky and it goes on the defensive coordinator. So those are my 2 words, end of the year. Keep doing what you're doing, guys. Best freaking podcast on the radio, man, in Raider Nation. Love you guys. Mojo's out.
Man, we love you too, Mojo.
Thanks, Moj.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you being part of the network. Appreciate the kind words. And, man, that's, I think that he hit it. Like, that's it right there. Like, we were disappointed, although our expectations were kind of met. We were like, because there was that hope. There was that idea that, when we won those 3 straight, even though like the Bengals were one of them, like we kind of had a feeling we were going to do something there for a minute, but that's all right, man. I'm all trusting this year 3 rebuild and Mayock and Gruden got this thing hopefully figured out and headed the right direction. All right, next up, we're going to go to the 832 where we're going to hear from our buddy Matthew Menges.
Murf, Mosh, Swag
we're
Jeff,
not.
made men, women.
Well, that's Houston Raiders Steve. Let me see. Let me go back. This is it. This is Matthew Menges.
This is Matthew Menges calling from Fremont, California. Just want to say that 7-9 is not the record we want. It's not the record we were looking for. I was hoping to go 10-6 at the best, 8-8 at the worst. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles. We're going into this offseason with 2 first-round picks. I'm excited to see what Mayock does with these first 2-round picks. I really, really think he's going to get Carr a number 1 wide receiver. I still think Carr is going to be the quarterback for now. I don't think Mayock goes for a quarterback in the draft. I don't see it happening. I honestly think he'll wait till next year. If he really wants to get a young quarterback, Mayock will wait till next year and get the guy from Clemson. Anyway, Raider Nation, it's going to be a long off season. It's going to be exciting off season. We are no longer the Oakland Raiders. We are now the Las Vegas Raiders. One Nation, Raider Nation. Thanks so much for taking my call. Go Raiders.
Nice, Matthew. Appreciate the call. And, yeah, man, Vegas Raiders, it's kind of that theme now. It's like, it's funny, Mosh, like as disappointing as the year ended, it's also been very encouraging and exciting. It's like now we have this like fresh new thing on the horizon. They're calling Allegiant Stadium the Death Star, right? Like there's this new, like we're going to finally, after literally the entirety of my and your lifetime, play in a state-of-the-art facility with state-of-the-art, like
that's ours.
Yeah,
that's ours. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, and the training facility and the headquarters and like all these things. And as much as we're all diehard Oakland Bay Area guys or even LA guys, man, it's kind of nice that, we're getting it. I know it's not in the best, the spot that we would have picked on the map. If we all had to point at the map, we would have picked a different spot, but I'm glad we're getting it. Like, that's still going to feel good, right? Like, aren't you still encouraged by that?
Yeah, well, it's a matter of head over heart. Logically, ethically, business-wise, it's such a good move for us. Long term, it's such a good move for us. I'm like everybody else. My heart's peeing in a trough at Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. Getting in line, to get up there and to go. Just all the rest of it. The history, blah, blah, blah. But that's my heart. That's not my head. And my head says my team's moving, and I'm supporting them, and I'm behind them. And, I'm excited to be there. I'm fired up. I'm fired up about Vegas, one of my favorite cities, and the fact that we get to go there and we get to do all the stuff that goes along with Vegas. We didn't spend a lot of time tripping around Oakland doing stuff. Not that there wasn't things to do, because we had our South Bay connections. We had San Jose, and then we went across and did all our stuff in the city. But it's something new, and it's not. People don't like change, And as I've gotten older, I always said to myself I was going to fight that. I wasn't going to be an old curmudgeon that hates change.
Right.
I'm an old curmudgeon. But I'm an old curmudgeon.
But you embrace change.
But I embrace change, man. I love it. I love it. I love to travel. I love to see new things,
Well, Mosh, something cool about that is, because of all the newness and because of the bigness and because there's early talk now that the Raiders could be a front runner to be the Thursday night opener of the 2020 season. You know how there's all the big unveiling, right? And a lot of times it'll feature the previous year's Super Bowl champion. Well, if you look at who our home opponents are this year, all right, we've got the Miami Dolphins, clearly aren't in the running, but the New Orleans Saints are, the Kansas City Chiefs are, the Buffalo Bills are. So there's three teams. Granted, the Saints out of those three are probably, well, maybe the Chiefs. The Saints and Chiefs are favorites, or at least contenders to win. They're the one's the number one seed. I don't remember what the Saints were, 2 or 3 to the Niners. But my point being this, like, this could be previous Super Bowl champion, current Las Vegas resident, the Raiders, opening up Allegiant Stadium Thursday night football.
That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be pretty freaking cool, man. That would be pretty freaking cool. All right, let's move back to the 832. Pardon my voice cracking there. I'm getting all Peter Brady. Starting to wear out.
Yeah.
All right, Houston Raiders, Steve.
Murf, Mosh, Swag Jeff, made men, women, Raider Nation. This is Steve, Houston Raiders Steve, top 10 list. We got a $2 billion new stadium. We play 9 teams under 500 next year. One of the greatest rookie classes ever will be a year older. We've got 5 top 100 picks. Abram is coming back. $62 million in cap space. We weren't eliminated until week 17. We won't have 2 dead rats in the vending machine in the new stadium. It won't take forever to cross the bridge after the games to get over to the BART station.
Amen.
And I won't have to sprint, a long sprint over the Hegenberger Bridge at nighttime from the BART station after going to Ricky's. $10 great song. This is our capsule. The future's so bright. Things are going great and only getting better. It's all about getting good grades. The future's so bright. I gotta wear shades. The future's bright. Raider Nation can't wait till next year in the new stadium. 2 things I'll miss. I'll miss going to Chubby Freeze, and at the bottom up by the Amtrak BART station with the soda vendors, they're yelling, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog. Go Raiders.
That was awesome, Steve.
I love it. That was almost sing.
Oh,
I love it.
He does the talk sing.
Yeah, I love it, but because sometimes he'll bust it out,
Oh,
but he didn't bust that one out. I think he was trying to stifle a laugh.
Oh, that was really funny. And I love it. And Mojo, and this is all like one big callback, because Mojo on his show has been wearing shades. because the future's so bright. He's been wearing his shades.
Right.
Yeah, that was too funny. And he busted out not only that song, but the band Timbuk 3. Like that was
that's great.
Like, and went from being in Timbuk 3 to the song. Like, you brought all that together, Houston Raiders, Steve. That was amazing.
In only the style that he can, you know?
Oh, man. That was great. Hot dog, hot dog, hot dog. That reminds me of the old Saturday Night Live skit, the Olympia Diner. Cheeseburger, 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 cheeseburger.
No fries, chips.
Chips. No Coke, Pepsi. May I have 2 eggs? You want cheeseburger? You want hash browns? No hash browns. Cheeseburger. Okay, all right. Last up here, we got our last call of the day. Guy's become a great friend of ours, a guy that we met out at the Raiders Lions game this year, a guy that was part of our tailgate and down there hugging Josh Jacobs in the end zone after he leapt into the black hole. Just a super cool dude, and we're proud to call him a made man and a friend of Raiders Fan Radio. Let's hear from our buddy, Raider Ramon.
What's good, Nick? Horse Rex, Capo, Mojo, Coach, Paul, and the all-time sizzler, Big Raider Trucker. Man, 7-9 is kind of ugly when we were 6-4, but it is what it is, right? Guess some improvement is good enough, but I do think we're going to look real good. Mayock seems to pick some players. Let's hope for no GM sophomore slump. I'm kidding. I got some faith in Mike. Quick recap and I'm out. Josh Jacobs is the truth, and if you don't believe that, you've been lied to. We all know Crosby killed it this year. Old Mad Sax Crosby, the Condor. Some of y'all mad DC got no killer instincts. I have no rebuttal with you, or rebuttal. I'm with you. He's still going to start next year. Don't stand me. Gruden been making the moving pieces excuse all season. Last thing, I enjoyed meeting you guys this season, chatting with you guys during the live stream. It's been great. First full season locked in with the fan show, and I give all respect to the Capo for putting me on. All love. What happens in Vegas started in Oakland, and now we on to Vegas. One nation, not Jeff Nation, but Raider Nation. Google Voice, you can't touch this. And it's a Death Star.
That's awesome. Google Voice, you can't touch this. Awesome, man. As I said before your call, and I hadn't heard your call yet, we appreciated meeting you too. And again, thank you for being part of the crew, man, and good to have you. So, all right, Mosh, so that brings us to the end of the Sea of Fans mailbag. And so we award the highlight, the best of the week, and we call it the Sizzler. Mosh, what do you got?
Well, you know, Ruben in Vegas started. He said he's not bummed. He's looking forward to it. You know, win, lose, or tie, Raider till he die. Mojo, he had 2 good words for us. Matthew, he's got hope for the draft and hope for Vegas. And then Houstorian Steve, he shot us out with a top 10 list. He almost sang a Timbuk 3 song, shout out. And then Ramon gave shout out to Jacobs and Crosby and shout outs to you and I and Jeff and RFR and thanks Q for getting us all together. And you know, it was a tough list for the. I guess it's the last one of the season.
Yeah,
season to recap.
For sure.
But the Sizzler's got to go to a guy who's won it before. Houstorian Steve had me cracking up.
Sizzler.
Nice job, Houston Raiders, Steve. Yeah, that was money, dude. That was really, really funny.
We are Metallica, and we are here for your Oakland Raiders!
You know why we out here, and we ain't playing around today.
From The Walking Dead to errant Jedi Knights, Raiders fans are a rogues gallery.
You know, we haven't been doing our shameless plugs, telling everybody to hit the like button.
Oh, yeah.
And then I looked in there, and there's an unlike. No,
was it you?
Yeah, I think it might have been me.
Yeah, it might have been you.
I don't know.
You always thumbing us down.
I'm always thumbing us down.
Always thumbing us
But
down.
anyway, yeah, hit the like button.
Hit the like button. If you want to see us live, go to youtube.com/Murf's Fan Cave. That's MURFS Fan Cave. And you can jump in with all the amazing people that are in there tonight. Melvin Barlow, Raider Rue, Aaron the Q-Dog Raider, Herman Munster, Reese Rock, Watts Raider, Johnny Smalls, Pirate 1975. Pirate 1975 asks, hey Murph, is the rap deal still on for Vegas? Yes, it is.
Absolutely.
If we beat the Chiefs, I will rap on, even if we're not doing Mondays with Mikey Murph, we'll do it on this show. May Spitfire is in there. The Big Easy. Ron the Materator. What's up, Ron? Thanks for clocking in, Ron. With like 5 minutes left to go in the show. No, we appreciate Ron so much. And Dakota Rader's in there. Good to see him again. Who else did I miss? Raider Ramon, of course. And so appreciate all of you for supporting what we do here at Raiders Fan Radio and Murph's Fan Cave.
Hey, before we wind things down, Murph, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Please.
But so going forward, are we going to do a Super Bowl show?
Yeah, so Swag and I were talking about that this morning. We thought, especially if it's one of those dopey teams playing in it.
Yeah.
Like, let's get together and do a Super Bowl show that morning.
Like we did last year.
We had a lot of fun doing that.
We really did. We had a blast.
We had a blast doing that. So Mosh and I, so if you haven't, if you missed that, go back and check us out. I don't remember what the dates were, but you can find our Super Bowl show. Basically, we recap the 3 Raiders Super Bowl victories, going back to 76, 81, and of course, 83 with 84, January 22nd, 1984, against the Washington Redskins, Black Sunday. But anyways, I don't know what format we'll do since we kind of did that recap of those games.
Right.
But we definitely will do something. We'll do some sort of.
So we're not going off the air. We'll be back we'll be back either in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
On our regular Wednesday run.
Yes.
And we should we'll be close to knowing who's going to be in the Super Bowl by then.
Absolutely.
Or we'll have a good idea of it. And then we'll probably go into our off-season schedule every 2 weeks on Wednesdays. And then on the off weeks, we'll on a bunch of those, we're going to have Tales from the Nation.
Yes.
So that there will be something up there, some content up there. And then, of course, you'll still be posting the Mojo's Pod Shows and the rest of the content from RFR.
Absolutely. And we're going to do, I'll get rekindled with the RFR conversations. We'll start doing our interviews again. Senior Bowl is coming up. Last year, we interviewed Matt Schneidman and Alexa Stabler live down at the Senior Bowl. This year, the Senior Bowl is the Bengals coaches and the Lions coaches. So not a lot of Raider connectivity there. But I'm still going to do my best to go down there. And I think Swaggo might head down there with me. And if you have a chance, of course, please come as well. But there was a lot of opportunity for us to bring some cool content from the Senior Bowl last year. So we're definitely going to do that again. So look for that coming from us. Also, our segments, we'll get back into things like Murfundementals and Raiders and Pop Culture and
Black Hole.
The Black Hole and like all that stuff. We'll get back into all that kind of stuff. So definitely keep those calls coming in. I know in the off season it's there can be a lull, especially with, of course, the last few weeks of the playoffs as teams make coaching changes and whatnot. There's a lot of things to talk about still Raiders related, but definitely keep those things coming in and we'll definitely play them. I'm assuming we're not going to have the same level of calls that we normally get week in, week out.
Well, and May Spitfire asks, "Is Murph's Fan Cave going off the air?" No way.
No.
We are not going off the air. No, we're just saying that we're getting close to our off-season schedule.
Yeah.
And you and I are like, well, we're supposed to have off-season, but we end up doing it just about every week anyway.
Absolutely.
Because we miss it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because it's a lot of fun. We just love doing this, and we love hanging out with you guys and talking Raider football. So, no, by any means, you're going to get still a ton of content coming in from us. Heck, we got the XFL starting.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we might be talking some XFL football. Like, we'll keep it fun, and we'll keep it always Raider-related unless I start going off on Star Wars tangents, because Uncle Mosh loves it when I do that. So he loves hearing me talk about...
That's the outro music.
So you don't want me to talk about the Emperor and, like, you know what I mean? Like, okay.
I want you to talk about shutting up.
Thank you for checking us out tonight live here, RFR. That is youtube.com/Murph's Fan Cave. Subscribe to us, hit the button, hit the bell on the YouTube and also on the audio version of the podcast. Please subscribe to us there. Any podcast service. That's Apple, that's Stitcher, that's Google, that's Spreaker, that's anywhere. Subscribe to us, please, and support what we're doing. Thank you, Raider Nation. We love you. Enjoy the off season, the postseason. Enjoy the playoffs and the Super Bowl, and you are going to hear a ton from us coming up. And so at this point, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to the one and only Uncle Mosh. Uncle Mosh, take us home.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in tonight. Pirate 1975, Watts Raider, Travone Graves, Johnny Smalls, the Big Easy. Oh, my gosh, everybody was here. Mojo was here. Q was here. Raider Ramon was here. The Dakota Raider, Melvin Barlow was here. Who'd I forget? Murph, help me out.
Raider Roo.
Raider Roo was here. Eye Patch was here. Ron the Mater Raider showed up. I mean, it was a good night. We had a bunch of great content in the chat, and we're just fired up to be here. We'll be seeing you guys in the off season. So thanks for listening tonight for the missing little swaggo. This is your old Uncle Murph. and this is your
What's
old
your
Uncle
name?
Murph. Uncle Mosh and Murph. And you're listening to Raiders Fan Radio, where we take a oh, man, I blew that one. Where we take a lot. I've done how many of these? How many hundreds of these have I done? Thanks for listening tonight, everybody.
You've been getting into the eggnog over there, Mosh?
Oh, my gosh. This is your old Uncle Mosh, and you've been listening to Raiders Fan Radio, where we take a lighter side journey into the dark side. What happened in Vegas started in Oakland.
Did it?
That's where I started smoking. Those damn camels I used to steal from your uncle.
How many camels have you smoked in the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum? If you had to guess?
God, it was so many. And I don't even do that. I don't even know if they still sell camels.
I think they still sell camels.
Do they? I wouldn't
Yeah.
know. I mean, it's been so many years since I've smoked that, but man. Good night, everybody. God bless.
Oh, man. I got to hit the button. I'll go off.